welcome everybody here to the Reaction Squad Podcast, Death Battle Episode 8, Prediction Link versus Cloud. Special guest, right here. You want to tell everybody who you are? I'm sure they already know, but I'll let you do it.
Hi everybody, how you doing? It's me, SaberKing, back from prediction retirement with these guys.
That's right. Smuggled them in here, everybody. Yep, and of course, like always, we have Animal with us.
What's poppin', everybody? Hope you guys having a great evening or wherever you're in the world. It's hopefully still great either way. So
yeah. So basically we're here today to do a prediction and to see and give our opinions on it. Obviously, nothing's ever written in stone. Our job here, mostly, at least what we enjoyed, is telling our side of the argument. Our main goal here is to be entertaining and to also take advice from some of you in the chat. So, Cloud versus Link. This is obviously a remake or a redo, however you want to say it.
Yes,
And
yes, in the same vein as Sonic versus Mario, too.
Yep. So, well, of course, I don't agree with the second Sonic versus Mario, but that's okay.
It's okay.
We don't discuss that here.
Okay.
But the fun fact is, I also never agreed with the original Link versus Cloud. So
I don't think a lot of people did.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that this new one is going to shed some light, and actually represent Final Fantasy characters the way they're meant to be represented. So
absolutely.
I'm gonna be doing Team Cloud. I'm assuming Ivanimal is going to be Team Link-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Richard's just so awesome. He's playing devil's advocate. He's probably going to be doing both, so he knows probably.
Oh no, I'm Team Cloud.
Oh, okay.
I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf here. That's all good.
Yeah. I don't get me wrong. I love Link. I grew up playing Legend of Zelda games. But I've personally, like Ninja, I did not like how dated the original Cloud versus Link is, and how they massively completely lowballed, underestimated, and just made Cloud feel like he was barely a building buster or any higher than that. And then just continuing to get worse, especially with the second Final Fantasy fight that I don't want to mention.
Yeah. That Tifa though. I was like, yo, man, you all need to play the game or something. No offense, but
I have to agree with that one. And if there's one thing I will say about the original Link vs. Cloud, as much as I did enjoy it, I did find it weird that they used that reticle targeting thing in the game in that fight and made it a legitimate thing. I'm just I don't think that's how it worked. I had this reservation.
It was a fan service, I think.
Yeah,
I think that was their intentions. I think.
I guess so, but even still, I was still that just doesn't make sense because you might as well have auto aim for fucking Call of Duty character in a Death Battle. I got auto aim. I miss every shot. That's kind of how I see it nowadays. But even then, I was it's kind of weird. But that's
Yeah.
That's hilarious. So I guess we could start with strength feats, and I'll let you go first, Ivan. I forgot to do one more thing here, and I'm just gonna do it real quick.
Okay, strength feats. So in terms of strength feats, he's actually had a lot of pretty decent strength feats over the years because he's been through over 20 games. The latest one is Breath of the Wild. So because there's striking strength, there's lifting strength, but I guess we're gonna focus on striking strength first. One of the most notable ones here is breaking a stone. I mean, a lot of this is very he just breaks stones, with his sword, with his master sword. He sent some Golem's fist flying. Sent King Bulbin flying with a sword swing. I don't know how impressive that is, but let me just click this link right here. Okay, so shit, he knocked him off the cliff. Well, I'm pretty sure anybody can do that, so that's not really important. Destroyed a sizable log with a sword swing. Smashed a stone block with a sword swing. Shattered a large gravestone with a sword swing. It's all about destroying stones. And what else? I mean, he can slash trees. I mean, keep in mind, this is all his own base feats, not including his equipment that he technically has. I think he has the Golden Gauntlet, which I think increases his strength a little bit. I don't know about how much though. But his lifting strength, he was able to throw that massive ass stone in that in the Ocarina of Time, I believe.
Yeah, the big gauntlet. I remember
that big gauntlet thing. So I think that
I think he's allowed to lift like was it 100 times or 10 times or 1,000? Jeez, it's been so long.
10,000 times, I believe.
It's something a lot more than just double. I know that much. It's a huge multiplier.
Yeah. So I mean, basing on the strengths I see right here, I think this is basically on Link's own strength. And to break stone isn't that like to one? I mean, that's not impressive, but to shatter a huge block of stone, well, depending on how big the stone is, rather, it's could be impressive or not. But as far as I see, there's really else nothing too notable here, in my opinion, because he has cutting and slashing. Piercing feats like chop the tree with any blade, slice 8 logs with the center worn down slightly in half with a single spin attack, bisect a log taller than young Link is with a slash, stab the master sword into stone. Okay, well, that's really all I see here. Like most of it is just pushing giant stones, pushing open a massive metal door. But really, the most notable thing in terms of strength is him lifting that giant column and throwing it in the Ocarina of Time game. But other than that, as far as I can see, there really is nothing noticeable, at least to what I think. You know what I mean? But if I'm going to look at his latest game, which is Breath of the Wild, a lot of his striking feats is just shattering a skeleton monster, creating a shockwave, like when he slams down. But other than that, nothing truly notable. Does that make any sense?
Well, Hyrule Warriors, like Brandon Wong was mentioning here, I mean, he didn't get into too much detail. He just believes Hyrule Warriors Link is probably one of the strongest. And I did see something interesting that he had a magically enhanced hook shot, you know, like his original one. Apparently, he was able to pull that Majora's Mask moon out of the sky with it and slam it to the ground.
Oh, okay.
So if that to me,
I never played the game.
To me, it sounds more like the tool's doing the job, but he has the tool. So I mean, but it has to be the hook. It's not like his arms are like that. You know, it's the tool itself.
No.
So, but that's the strongest feat that I pulled out of looking at this, and yeah. So okay, now I guess I'll switch it over then to you, Kenobi. I still call you Kenobi.
Oh, me.
Sorry. Yeah.
It's okay.
Richard, yeah.
Sorry, I was gonna call you that. I don't know.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah,
But,
strength feats. If you want to go over some of those real quick, I'll chime in too and add a little here and there. So, but
Oh man, it's gonna be kind of hard because I'm not vastly versed in Cloud's strength feats because I have I actually didn't know I had to bring notes, so I apologize.
No, it's fine.
You're
It's
fine.
fine. So, as far as strength feats go with Final Fantasy, there's not many, I guess, to go off of like brute strength. It's mostly striking power, right? Kind of
Right.
like Link obviously can with gauntlets and tools and stuff do stuff, but Cloud for sure. Again, I
You
don't
can
know
do them
where-
without tools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. But Cloud,
'Cause-
he's not really strong unless he has his sword or a weapon. I mean, he could probably fist fight, I'm sure, but you don't really see that. At least I haven't seen it. Maybe the new remake had some partner that I missed on that, but
Yeah, no. Well, generally, what I do know about Cloud is he is a genetically enhanced super soldier. He doesn't need gadgets to, pound something around or lift stuff up. I mean, his strength is always demonstrated just by holding Zack's Buster Sword because that thing is fucking heavy as hell, and
yeah.
him able to twirl it the way he normally does, that requires a lot of upper body strength.
Yeah.
Like even the strongest man alive in our world could not do that with that sword.
Yeah, he just twisted like you're twisting a piece of stick or whatever. It's
Yeah,
that easy.
exactly. And I
It's,
do know that
it's literally like this for the most
yeah,
part.
exactly. It's just like that. And I do know that with the sword, he's able to cut through concrete, cut through other materials, and I do that he has gone up against people who have been able to either match his strength or even surpass his strength. So he's definitely, in my opinion, the edge in strength because unlike Link, who does need all of these tools to accomplish these things, Cloud just doesn't need all of that. Because again, thanks to him being a genetically engineered super soldier, he's got all of these great things that he can do that Link wishes he could do without the tools.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like a lot of the stuff Link did, like that still required a lot of power. Like, he does need the majority of his tools to really do all this stuff. But the Feats I mentioned before, that was with his own natural power, and obviously, granted, is nowhere near as impressive as Cloud's because I already right off the bat, he's already naturally stronger. Naturally stronger, he already is. So it's still impressive, like nonetheless. But yeah, I agree. Like he
Based
really.
on some. Oh.
Cloud doesn't really need like tools or anything to hit really hard. In fact, one of the death battles, I think it was during Sephiroth versus Virgil. It was said in Avon Children, he hit with the force of like 1,600 tons. I'm pretty sure he's a lot stronger than that point, but at least it's a base to go off of.
35 nuclear bombs or something like that.
Yeah.
They measured at the
Well,
end.
that's Sephiroth. I'm talking about like I'm talking about like that braver attack that he did in Avon Children against Sephiroth.
Oh yeah.
When he did that crater on the ground. Yeah. That's about 1,600 tons if I'm not mistaken. But yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna have to redo that. Based on what I saw a little bit here, I took a little sneak peek, and it said, of course, I don't know if this is official, but the sword weighs about 80 pounds. That Cloud is swinging around. That's still pretty damn. I don't think any human on the planet could control a sword the way like he does with an 80-pound sword. And it's a 6-foot sword too.
No. Well, even more. I forgot there was an instance where he had to dual wield 2 of Zack's Buster Swords. So so that's just another 80 pounds on top of that, and be able to swing them in rapid succession and just break shit. That's even more impressive.
Yeah, I think it was that section sword, like whatever the sword with all those parts are, as well as the fusion sword and his original Buster Sword. That's impressive. That's like try holding like 2 80-pound bags of rice in your hand, like condensed. Like you're not gonna be able to do it and just swing
our arms would come out of our sockets trying to lift that much.
Yeah.
We would definitely need a hospital visit.
Yeah.
So, okay, as terms of strength goes, then even striking power, who do you guys think was going to take this one?
Oh, hands down, Cloud.
I believe firmly in Cloud. Just in terms of raw, like, okay, Link is obviously not far behind with his tools, and the fact that he was able to, with an advanced version of the hook shot, able to grab a moon. That shows that he does have the tools to stand up to Cloud. But just in terms of raw power and striking strength, and just strength in general, I do believe Cloud has it in the bag, especially since he has been able to dominate most obstacles and even most opponents with his raw power alone. And he's even fought Sephiroth, who I would argue is 10,000 more times powerful in terms of raw striking strength. That's just what I believe.
Yeah.
And to jump off that, it's more than likely in this death battle, the more likely scale to Sephiroth because he did fought him several times. Whether than that he actually like truly and utterly defeated him, I haven't really played any.
Oh, sorry. He actually defeated him twice.
Okay.
The second one was an Advent movie, so he has defeated Sephiroth, and that and that does prove that yes, not only scale him to Sephiroth, but we can also say they are comparable to each other.
It was actually said by the creator of Advent Children that Sephiroth was nowhere near his full strength in that one. As far as I remember from the actual death battle, this is a little cliff note. I think it was said that the director of the movie, or I don't know whoever it was, I think it was the creator of Final Fantasy VII, he said Sephiroth in that movie nowhere near had his full power. But that's not to say he still wasn't strong. They still can keep up with him because according to that death battle, Sephiroth's striking strength was like 3 billion newtons or whatever. I don't know how much that is in pounds or whatever, which according to them is like 30 Hiroshima bombs. So that's like what, 50 megatons? So like 50 times 30, that would be like 300,000. Am I getting that right? Like 300?
Yeah,
something
I
like something
see that. I can see that.
So what happened in Advent Children was someone was trying to clone him or something and make the Advent Children, so that he was split in like a third, if I'm not mistaken. That's why the other two, when Tifa was taking on the one, she did see him pass her, blitz her, then she got knocked out at the end. So, but it was said all of his feats basically were split like in a third, and the one that fought Tifa was moving at the speed of lightning for sure. So it's pretty fair to say that he's FTL around that speed. Of course, you can't gauge it perfect, but he was moving at lightning speeds, and like, this is just. So, yeah. Plus, I want to say all of Cloud's gear and everyone's gear was stolen or taken or missing. They had the base gear that he fought Sephiroth and Avon, so that's probably another reason why he also struggled. He didn't have like the tools like Link to take on the Master Ganon, right? It's like fighting with a Deco stick. You know what I mean?
But it's still impressive nonetheless that he took on a not powerful Sephiroth clone with only his base gear. I do feel like that speaks volumes to Cloud. And had Link been in that situation, even if he had all, I feel like he would have struggled.
Oh yeah. So. He probably would have struggled a bit, but at the same time, it's right replied. So we don't really truly know that. But just going back to what I was saying, so like I feel like if they're really gonna highball Cloud, he's more than likely gonna strike with 30 Hiroshima bombs of a striking power at full power, which I'm pretty sure Link won't survive that. But then it comes down to like, will that affect his shield? You know what I mean? Because we can always go back to this later, but like, there's a lot of variables to that. But definitely, hands down, power is easily on Cloud's court.
Because there was sometimes they said that Hyro's shield can never be destroyed. Then come one of the games, his shield got destroyed. So
yes, that's correct. It is mostly inconsistent in the game. Sometimes it can't be destroyed, and sometimes it is destroyed, and he has to get another one.
I think it really comes down to the reason it's more thought to be indestructible. It just never went up against something strong enough to in fact break it. So
exactly.
Maybe anything in their planet can't destroy it, but then Goku comes or Superman comes and just punches the shield and bam, it's gone. Or Thor hammer, like it's one of those things like to them it's indestructible. Okay, just like we say now, and like for us, like crystal is unscratchable. Well, we don't. There's some material out there that might even be sharper. The cut. You know what I mean? Floating in space right now that could just.
Absolutely.
So
I agree.
Things. I think it's more of a. I don't want to say a headcanon, but like it is in a sense. Like it's implied to be that, but it doesn't mean it's impossible.
So. Exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely not impossible, and I'm actually just trying to actually see myself how strong it actually is. But I mean. Yeah, according to the version of that it was said to be completely indestructible. They literally said, "Oh, it's indestructible," but if it is like, I mean, if it's really inconsistent, I'm wondering how Death Battle is actually going to look into it. I was just going to say, yeah, it's strong as hell, but over a certain time, this will break. I don't know what game it actually broke in. Like I said, my knowledge of Link is very minimum, so I'll have to rely on you guys if it actually did break. But if it is breakable, as people claim it is, then yeah, it's not going to really do much. He's going to hold up for a time, but after that, but yeah.
So I would say that also another thing that we forgot to mention. Oh, sorry, you about to say something, Ivan?
No. In fact, a commenter actually mentioned something here. Remember actually said if they're looking at all links, Young Link had a mirror shield which deflects lights. You can argue light speed Link in reaction speed, but then we should do the same for Cloud with Kingdom Hearts.
See, that's exactly what I was talking about. Is if they're gonna do a composite of Link, it's only fair you do a composite of Cloud because he's in another game and they're not gonna acknowledge it because it's not main canon. I'm like, if that's the case, not all Links are canon, and I have actually proven this in the fact. Everyone says all the Links are the same and reincarnated. No, that's incorrect. There's only, based on when I made the video, things can change now, but at that time there was only like one true Link story that he reincarnated 3 times. The rest of the Links are like parallel, different continuity, like stories. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
Now the new ones maybe could retcon and say, oh no, it's all the same Link. But I'm just going off of what I said a long time ago. So if anyone wants to correct that, please, you can provide the source if need be. And also magic for Cloud. We didn't really even cover that. That's another huge thing. Not only can he wield a big weapons or whatever, but he also has magic. And he has lots of magic.
Yes, he has
magic. I'm assuming he's not going to use Ice 1, Cure 1 again, and fire some basic level 1 tools. I mean, he's got Ultima, he's got Ragnarok, he's got summons. I mean, he could summon the Knights of the Round, like take you to a parallel universe where all these knights just fucking run a train on you. Like
yes, and I think you'll agree with me, Nidge, is like that was one of the biggest flaws of the original one is that they limited what Cloud could take in terms of his magic, and they pretty much just said, oh no, we're not going to have summons in this one. It's like, well, then you're handicapping everything Cloud has. You're giving him the bare half minimum of what he should be taking into Death Battle. Whereas with Link, oh, we're going to give him all of his tools.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, they only said. Well, to be
Link
fair,
had that was stronger that they didn't.
To be fair, they only limited to certain stuff too. They limited Link as well, and Link has a lot more.
Yeah.
Like they didn't give him the fairy either, because the fairy also gives him health, and I think also brings him back from the dead. I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, if you're about to die, it'll pop out and save you.
Okay, so if you're about to die, so if that's the case, then they may come into play in this fight. But I don't know. Like, yeah, but you're right. Like they did low.
I would think it's fair to say he should start with pots, like red pot, blue pot. Probably the green one's the most expensive that restores both.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to give it to him. That to me is, I know it's game mechanics. We choose whether to carry that stuff, but I would assume Link, if it's like in the canon of him carrying this stuff, he would be. That's part of his arsenal. Like, it's like, yeah. So, but yeah, magic again. I just want to remind everybody that there's Ultima. There's spells that are just ridiculously powerful as well. Link's gonna have to stop. I don't know how the hell he's gonna stop some of those spells, because again, of course, this is probably headcanon, but like spells aren't really blockable in their world. Like, at least that's maybe that's just a game mechanic, or maybe, I don't remember Avid Children if they were blocking stuff, but it's been a while, so you probably can chime in and correct me on that. I'm probably saying an oopsie here. I should probably shut up on that, but
no, it's all right.
And shit like that. Yeah. So, I guess.
I'm sure he'd be able to block some of the magic, because like he has resistance, because he mostly has just elements aside from the obvious, like Ragnarok.
His shield's tanked like lightning before, I think.
Yeah, it had
one
fire and stuff like that.
Shield as well, if he had that.
Yeah, so. Well, I also would like to think, okay, yes, Cloud does have magic, but at the same time, Link also has different types of arrows that more or less have their own elemental properties, similar to Cloud's elemental spells. So I did see a comment earlier that said that that Cloud is going to lose because Link has a counter to everything Link has a counter to everything too, which I don't agree with that, but I will give you that, yes, anything that Link has, so does Cloud. So I could see moments of both of those things canceling each other out, but I would not say that that's just a straight up, oh yeah, I can counter everything you can do, and that gives me this advantage. Like, if anything, that just brings it to kind of like, oh, okay, we're evenly matched. Our magic and our tools. Looks like we're going to have to go old-fashioned on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it's pretty fair to say that Hyro's shield has tanked magic. So, that shield...
Yeah,
if he's holding that, fireballs ain't going to do shit and all that, so...
No, absolutely.
He's going to have to do, like, some heavy-duty magic and summonings and stuff. That's the way I see it. One cat here, Levi, says... sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your first name. Fabricio?
No, you got it right. It's Levi.
That's why I just went with Levi. Majora is planetary level. So I'm assuming he's talking about Majora's Mask, the game. The little kid is in planetary. Only using 10% of his power. Oh, no, Majora. Who is Majora in the game? The planet? The moon?
I think the moon. I believe.
Or is it the mask? I don't know, to be honest.
I think it is the moon.
Okay, because I played the game, but I literally lost interest in it. I'm sorry. It's actually one of my least favorite Links.
I
hate that you have to keep resetting the clock. It felt more like a chore. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, you're finally about to beat something. It's like, oh, great. I ran out of time. I got to run back and put the mask on or whatever to reset the day or whatever. And it's
yeah.
Like that. I like to, take my time, especially in open world games. Spin the camera around. Is the developer hiding a coin behind that tree? Is he messing with me? You know what I mean? Developers laugh their ass off doing that stuff, man. They always be hiding shit in the weirdest camera angles. So I like that type of experience, and I felt like that game I wasn't able to enjoy it. So that's why I just one day just stopped playing it. I still
well, I would like to with Levi because especially about because he kind of is contradicting himself when he says, okay, is planet level using 10% of his power. But then he goes on to say, oh, well, given all that, he must be star level. You can't be one or the other. You're either planet level or star level. That is like saying, okay, Goku is planet level, but he could destroy he could destroy a mountain. It's like you're regressing. You can't really regress like that.
Yeah.
So, and I don't really know if, I mean, I can buy that Majora is planet level, but to say he's star level, I feel like that is stretching it a bit too far.
Yeah.
What
Whereas
he's trying to say with just 10% of Majora's power, he can in fact destroy the planet. So he's basing his concept that if he's only using 10% of his power, 10 times 10, which would be 100% of his power. I don't know. If you can kill 10 planets, I still don't think, does that make you star level? I don't know.
no, if anything, that makes you multi-planet level.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, multi-planet level. Like
yeah.
if like or galaxy level, something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, supernova, good point, Brandon Wong. Yeah, because we are kind of moving probably slowly, gradually into the durability realm, it sounds like. Yeah, the supernova feat is definitely going to get used now. That was one of my main arguments when I made the video a long time ago, was like, if
so like,
like,
would they compare...
oh, that's just game mechanics. I'm like, no, they literally pull you into a parallel universe, a whole thing that so they can able to do these attacks without
math equation
damage.
Yeah.
It's a cheesy hacks, so to speak, but it justifies the attack. And
that's
like, I was trying to explain this to people, and people are like, oh, you're crazy, it's headcanon. And I'm like, no, the official guide says this shit, okay?
It's
like,
real.
Yes.
They bring you to the dimension where the sun explodes and literally destroys all but 1 HP of health.
Yes,
so, like,
no.
In Pokemon relative, it'd be like, whatchamacallit, it'd be like those moves that it completely kills, it leaves like 1 slither of HP left. So, yeah.
Exactly, yes. I've always agreed. I hated that they never acknowledged Supernova for being a star level explosion up until they pretty much said it in Sephiroth's Death Battle, which again, by that time they had realized, okay, we completely underestimated Super. We assumed game mechanic, but because at the time what took them so long to get better at is that they did not know the difference between the game mechanics on what the player is allowed to use versus what is actually canon. And the supernova is not just a game mechanic. It is actually canon. It is something that actually can destroy a star. It is something that has all of these high and crazy shit. But I can't talk. But basically, yeah, I think you guys get what I'm trying to say. Like it is the real deal. It is very much the real deal, and it's something that people should not take away from either Sephiroth or even Cloud surviving.
Mm-hmm. So also I want to mention, I'm gonna go back once to Link. Doesn't Link have some type of arrows that nerf your magic, where you can't cast magic if he actually tags you?
I'm not sure.
I think I've.
Or is that just the arrows he has to use to kill Ganon, the light arrows? So
because they did say because the Death Battle for Link's analysis is right now for first members, and they did actually mention those arrows you're talking about, but it is specifically holy magic. They did say holy magic, and I don't think it's going to work on Cloud because Cloud.
He's not evil.
Yeah, exactly.
Jenova, but Jenova's not like a demon.
But it's not going to have like extra damage because of
he's not
a demon.
Yeah, like most of the severe stuff that Link uses to take down Ganon and all these other demons, they will stun Cloud, but they're not going to kill him because he's not from that universe, and therefore, he doesn't apply to that universe in terms of what damages you and what kills you outright.
Yeah.
Quick jump in here. Hey, Ultimate Goku, he did say not each game is a different Link. Yes, you're correct, except like I said, there's 3 games that actually is the same Link. But other than
that, and Breath of the Wild is one of them.
I can't remember, to be honest, what they were anymore. I made
a video about it a long time
ago. Next comment real quick. Sorry, I'll read this quick and I'll give it to you, Ivan. Last time Link blocked the Omni Slash. This time it'd be fun if Cloud does the Omni Slash and it breaks Link's shield and Cloud goes for the kill. Yeah, there's Omni Slash 5.0 or whatever they call it. It's the new improved version.
Yeah.
with the fusion sword. And like I said, he's gonna respectfully, he needs the fusion blade. I also want to
Yes.
add that, not just his Buster Sword. I don't know how much materia it holds, but I'm assuming it would hold a full stack, like because it's his ultimate weapon. So
Yeah.
okay, go ahead, Ivan.
No, I was just gonna say I was actually just looking up a thing about his shield and everything, and it actually said I just want to be sure I'm getting this correctly. So before I get into it, no, you're fine. I'm just looking at the shield through my links here because it says something about it being indestructible, and this could be just an outlier. So please forgive me if I'm wrong.
Oh, it got broken in one of the newest games. One of you in the comments, which new game did Hyrule Shields actually become busted? Is it the new Breath of the Wild one? It probably is, because that game's all about durability. Like, everything you grab fucking falls apart. I actually started playing
I could see it being Breath of the Wild.
It probably is Breath of the Wild, but like the sword we know is indestructible. The shield, like I played Breath of the Wild, I've never had my shield. Well, okay, let me say that. I don't quite remember if it actually broke. Maybe it did, but all I'm gonna say here is it just shows right here, like during one of the past games, and for some reason it's completely giving me this stupid ad. I don't know why this is doing this. It just says it's blessed with heroic magic, making it completely indestructible. That's what it says here. So I just don't know. I mean, definitely use Breath of the Wild feats, but whether I think what I think will Death Battle do is take the most consistent of a character's particular getup or item or something like that. Like if they see something consistent, they're gonna take what's most like consistent about it. Like yes, it breaks, but if you see in other times it hasn't break, they're probably gonna go with that. Am I making sense?
I can understand that. You have to go with the most consistent thing to be fair. So
yeah. So I mean, I'm not. That's not to say it probably won't break, but that's what I'm thinking they would probably do. Because if it did break, it's probably for that one game. But every other game, it says it's described to be indestructible. In one game, it is indestructible. So it's like okay. So it's like, where do we go from there? How do you kind of balance that out? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like it's sort of like a cherry pick. Okay, I'm gonna pick like the best possible ones and just kind of combine it together. Yeah.
Agreed.
So
and I think that's where his Link's durability truly is. Not with his own body taking it, but literally his shield is his best durability. If that's taken away, he's really no different than any other person. I mean, it says right here in terms of durability, he's mostly survived falls, he survived getting kicked, but really nothing truly noteworthy that Cloud is capable of, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Cloud. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
If I just had to, make it as possible and just really get into what their cap is, really I would have to say Cloud is arguably star level, if not yeah, exactly, because of Supernova and because of scaling to Sephiroth, whereas Link, I would have to say at the bare minimum, if I had to get into their level of thinking, I think Link at best could be arguably maybe a multi-planet level, maybe. Like if that's just a low ball, but I do not see them saying, "Oh yeah, he is star or he is universe level," because he's not. And really, there's nothing in the past games to contribute that or even support that. Oh yeah, Link in terms of durability, he can survive, he can survive a solar system level explosion, or he can survive something that is meant to destroy everything around him, but yet he's all right, and he's barely phased from it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, and also, Cloud got shot in the face point blank, survived, stabbed multiple times by Sephiroth, and survived. So, I mean, that's Link's way to kill him would be to pierce him. And he's been stabbed and he keeps fighting. Like, he's been
exactly.
by Sephiroth.
Yeah.
So, like, I just don't see him putting him down with that. He's gonna, I don't know, Link, I just don't see how the hell he could kill Cloud. Really.
I mean, I again, and this goes back to the whole Link will.
That would be it.
Yeah,
if he had the Triforce, I would.
The Triforce of Courage.
I would really say that.
Yes,
they
but
always seem to arm him with that. I don't know why.
The Triforce of Courage, though, but like, have you ever had the entire? Oh, sorry.
No. I think I know what you're getting at. Yes, because Triforce of Courage. Yes, if he has that, but that's not really going to change anything because there are 3 different types of the Triforce, and only Ganon has powerful one because it's called the Triforce of Power and it has such massive power output, whereas Link has the Triforce of Courage, which, if again, my Zelda knowledge is very rusty as all hell, but I'm pretty sure the Triforce of Courage is nowhere comparable to the Triforce of Power in terms of raw durability and what it can tank and what it can dish out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I was getting at was if they gave Link all three, like the actual complete Triforce,
Right.
not just one triangle. That's what I was getting at. And I know they're not going to, but if they did, for sure, then I would probably say Link would probably have a chance, if not win, because he'd be considered omnipotent at that point.
He would, yes, and I do agree with you on that, but I also do agree that they're not going to give it to him. No, because one, it would make no sense, and two, that would just be, and again, that would just be a huge asshole in research, and them just thinking that, them just speculating that, and them just saying, well, what if we gave him this? It's like
totally
they are not
fair.
season one Death Battle anymore. They do focus on research and consistently making sure that these characters are at their maximum. And for them to just do that to Cloud, and for them to just, excuse my language here, for them to just fuck over Cloud again with that logic, I don't think so.
I was gonna say this, but Frank made a good point here. He said, or Ultimate Goku, sorry, the Triforce of Courage is actually better because you have the courage. Like, yeah, as I was about to say, is like you don't have any fear. Well, you do probably have fear, but you know what I mean. You're like more like versus power. It's like once things aren't going your way, you're gonna quiver. Like, oh my god, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
no. It's like a bully. He has the in a sense he has power, but the little kid with courage that stands up to the bully, then the bully backs off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No,
so
absolutely.
I could see where he's coming from, and I actually kind of agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, me too. But
that's
really,
how he wins, right?
Exactly. It is exactly. It's an underdog. It's an underdog factor. But really, what it all comes down to is to kind of put a cap on my segment on durability for these two, there is nothing personal that can put Cloud down for good. Like, despite what people think, yes, Link does have a vast number of tools, but most of those tools are either meant for the creatures in his universe or for the most powerful beings in his universe. And since Cloud or solve puzzles, that too.
Solve puzzles.
That's probably one of the biggest things about those tools.
Yes,
they
exactly.
mentioned that in the last Death Battle. Like, most of his tools are meant for exploration than combat. So yes, I agree with that. But
yes, exactly. But there's just nothing Link has that can really be counted as, if it can his universe, then it can definitely work for Cloud in his universe.
If I can say one thing about the last Death Battle, they did say something, and this could be changed. You guys can correct me on this, but it did say on the little tab after the battle, it said Genova cells extremely vulnerable to Master Sword's magic. What do you say about that? Because that's what I read from the last Death Battle. It's been 10 years.
I was actually going to ask something about that. I was like, but wait a minute. Cloud is genetically altered. Would any of that have an effect from holy magic? I didn't know the answer. I had that question. I'm glad you brought it up, Ivan, too. I totally forgot, yeah.
Personally, just from what I've heard and just going on the G1 blog guys and how they have been really, really going far into this, there's nothing. No, I definitely, and I don't even think that's going to be a factor in the research notes for this episode, because really, that sounds like if they were to keep that one thing from the previous fight, okay, hypothetically, Cloud is vulnerable to magic from Link's sword because of this, but really, I don't see it. I personally don't think they're going to do that because, once again, they are not on that level of thinking anymore.
Yeah. Well, okay, to be fair, I guess in Final Fantasy VII, every time you fight a certain creature, some of them do have weaknesses in their stats. I'm going to look at Genova's real quick and just see if, is fire more effective or holy. Because if that's the case, that could count. I would have to agree with it. Because even you can call it a game mechanic, but it's part of the game, so I would count it. I'm going to look that up and keep talking.
Okay, so one thing they actually said here, it said the equipment Master Sword, the sword that sealed the darkness, the Master Sword glows in holy light. It's used against creatures or in areas tainted by Calamity Ganon's malice, dealing considerably more damage than what otherwise would. So, okay, this isn't malice from obviously Cloud doesn't have the actual malice from Calamity Ganon, but is Genova like evil? Like, does it have that kind of malice? Is it so evil that the Master Sword can still affect it? It's good against evil. Like Cloud himself isn't evil, but the cells inside of him, are they considered evil? Because if that's the case, his Master Sword could potentially affect it. My theory, that's what I'm guessing. I could be wrong, but just based on what I'm seeing here, that may be a legitimate thing. Richard, I don't know what do you say about that?
Well, obviously, disagrees.
Kind of like
What?
Alucard from Dracula.
Yeah,
He's a good guy, but since he has Dracula's blood in him, the Holy Sword would fuck him up. Like, you know what I mean? Or the Holy Sword, the Magic Sword. I'm sorry. I did look up her resistance. She really has no weakness. Lesser resistance would be sleep and magic. So magic, but she has lesser resistance to it.
Yeah.
And then
Personally,
immunities is straight up slow, stop, and proportional damage. So
yeah,
basically, magic slow wouldn't work and stop wouldn't work on, but that does work on Cloud. So we can't.
Yeah, no.
It, so.
I would just have to bring it back to what I said. Again, these are not bad theories. And could I see, okay, I'm not completely denying the Masters have some kind of effect on Cloud, but I do not think that it is going to be the thing that heavily affects him, nor will it be the one thing that will be able to kill Cloud.
Mm-hmm.
But that is and I like it, but I just again, just from how much I know these guys and how I know how they do their research, I don't think they're going to even have that be in the main discussion with Wiz and Boomstick. I could see them putting it maybe black tablet and mentioning this, but then they'll probably have a argument to where, okay, yes, this is true, but here's our argument to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I even looked up Cloud if he had any status weaknesses. Like, remember, like there's some RPG games where like Persona is a good example. I love that game, by the way. Shameless plug in Persona 4, buy it now. Each character if their persona is air, then it's weak against earth, and then fires are weak against water.
Yeah.
There is status like weaknesses, and Cloud doesn't have any. He's all neutral. Everything works on him, but nothing does extra to him.
Super effective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's a balance.
Exactly.
So with that being said, the Magic Sword's not going to be like extra damage to Cloud. So
yeah, no, absolutely.
It's just, okay.
No, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's probably just as effective as Sephiroth's sword, but then I'm like, no, I don't even think it's gonna be as effective as Sephiroth's sword.
Yeah,
so,
no.
I mean, he can still get stabbed, so we'll see.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
If he gets close enough to stab him and then kind of rips that off, then that's a different story. But that's just me cheeky. But
my time is slightly to an end, but I think we wrap up. I do want to. Is it cool with you guys if talk about the animation and your guys' thoughts on that? Because I do have some great news about the animation that has been publicly disclosed.
Go ahead.
Okay. So in the same vein that the first one was the first 3D fight, kind of for better or for worse, it now put us in the modern 3D era of Death Battle. This fight is going to have some historic significance as well, because it'll be the first. It is going to be a 3D.
I don't know what happened there. I didn't touch anything which kicked me out.
Doesn't like you.
Nothing liked me, but continue.
Okay, well, what I'm getting at is this is confirmed to be a 3D fight. It won't be a 2D sprite fight.
I was hoping it would be.
Yeah, but it won't be animated in Unreal. It's going to be animated by halves of the SFM crew, but it won't be a sort of filmmaker animation. This is going to be, for the first time ever in Death Battle history, this is going to be a Blender 3D animation.
Yes.
What does that mean, Blender 3D animation?
Devil Artemis, he uses
Oh,
Blender.
that,
When he
right?
made that Dracula versus Ganon, I think he used
Yeah.
Blender for that.
No,
Oh.
he used filmmaker.
Oh, okay.
Because he hadn't.
He's learning Blender, I think, when we.
Yes, there you go. Yes, because
so, is he going to be part of this?
No, he will not be a part of this.
That's okay. They're all good noise, but I like.
It's just going to be Duvad and the other guy whose name with the D I can't remember.
Lewis.
Yeah, him.
Yeah, Lewis.
Wait, no, Lewis. No,
Louis DeCruz? I don't remember his name.
No, Luis won't be a part of this. I mean, he is going to be part of this, but not in that area. He'll just be the one kind of adding the effects here and there, but he won't be the one animating it. It'll be the second SFM guy, and then they actually put on someone else who does Blender as well. So yeah, okay, to kind of give you an idea, it is good that you brought up Devil Artemis, because there are videos where if you go and you look at some of his videos, he specifically states that he has animated Blender, and Blender is think of it like an advanced of SFM animation, but it's completely photorealistic. Like it actually looks like a AAA video game, AAA animated film. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah. It's
CGI. It's the max.
Yeah. It's really Hollywood level quality shit.
Lamborghini
sweet.
of 3D animation, right there.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I'm looking.
That's
forward
awesome.
To this. I really.
Yeah.
And is there a clip of it? Is there a screenshot of what's going to look like?
No. Unfortunately, there isn't. Luis has not posted anything, but I think something soon. But basically, I don't want to give my sources away, but I kind of have seen a little bit of it, but I can't tell you what it looks like yet. So just know it's going to look like on anything you've ever seen. This is going to be complete eye candy.
Okay, sweet. Okay, so one more thing. So, like, is Link gonna have a Breath of the Wild look, or is he gonna have his traditional garb and traditional tunic?
Yes and no. Yes and no. That's all I'll say.
It's Dido.
Okay.
Dido Monodachi. We had him on our show too, the podcast.
There you go. That's
it.
Dio and Dumad. Yes. Those two.
The funny black guy makes all those funny ass skits and stuff. Remember, it's like that Pokemon one.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too much into that, but cool. Thanks for the for the little small teaser there.
No problem.
Thank you.
I guess speed. That's very hard to calculate.
I was gonna say speed.
Yeah, we'll try and make it quick. I want to say we've seen Link dodge lightning, right? That's the fastest.
Yes.
And he's dodged lasers. That's kind of been said and
a light laser, an actual light laser. Yeah.
So that's pretty fair to say he's FTL. Cloud fighting the main Sephiroth would be FTL speeds as well. Because remember, he got in Advent Children, he got split in a third of all his stats, for lack of better words. And like I said, Cloud had no gear to take him on, so he didn't have all his buffs and speeds and all that stuff, as well with his gear. So I would say they're evenly matched, but I want to give it to Link, actually. I want to say he's going to be a little bit faster. However, it's one of those things, they're going to be so close, I don't think it's really going to help him as much. But that's his only hope, is he's going to be faster.
But keep in mind, also, yes, he also has the Pegasus shoes, too, which also boosts his speed. I forgot about that, because they did give him the Pegasus shoes. And when he did that light dodge, that was without it. Like, I don't know if that was even used. Like, that was without it. So with the shoes, he could potentially be faster. Potentially.
Like I said, with the speed thing, I have to give it to Link. I think that's I'm not gonna.
That's fair.
But it's one of those, he's gonna have to basically dodge the hell somehow out of everything that Cloud throws at him. And wear him down. And it's fair to say Link has a lot of stamina, right? Like he does. He could probably fight for days if he had to.
Yeah, and also
Cloud, however, I don't think he has the stamina like Link does. So in theory, I'm just playing devil's advocate because I personally think Cloud should win. I'm just playing devil's advocate that Link's gonna have to tire out Cloud. He's basically got to be an outer boxer, for lack of better words. He has to gas him out and then finish him off.
Another thing too is experience. experience is going to be a thing, because if this is going to be the past, they're going to use all the links as in incarnations of links. He's going to have so much experience just fighting these types of things that could potentially play a factor. And while Cloud did a lot as a super soldier, I don't think his experience kind of comes close to Link's, because he's literally incarnations of dozens and dozens of other Links who've done so many of the same things. You know what I mean? So I think that
there's only 3 Links that actually can tap into that experience like hack. The rest of them don't have that experience privilege, for lack of a better word.
Okay.
It's literally like a parallel universe, not a reincarnation.
Okay.
Most of those games, like I said, there's one. Like maybe now there's more links, get it? More links, but linked together. But before there was for sure one of them that inherited the previous 2 links, and the third link, he had the experience engraved in him. The other ones actually don't have that. Brandon brings up a good point here. Cloud could just cast slow on him, which would nerf his speed boost. That's actually pretty fair to say. I mean,
there's a potential to that.
Called slow, and I think it nerfs your speed by 50%. I can't remember what slow magic by FF7. So you were gonna say something else there, Ivan?
Yeah, I was gonna say whatchamacallit. He also has like equipment. Like, it's not just like his other stuff, but like I think he has clothes that can like give him some effects as well. I just don't know if there's anything he has that can make him like not work on that. But I'm not entirely sure, because I'm trying to look here, and as far as I don't really see anything. So I would have to look.
What slow does is it nerfs your combat speed by half. It halves it.
Yeah.
And then there's stop, which altogether literally just stops you. You can't even move. So I don't know. Again, I don't know if Link has a high magic resistance. I don't know if he does. Maybe he does, but I don't think that's ever been the case.
I'm just trying to see, because I'm actually just trying to look right here. So, okay, Pegasus Boots boost that increases Link's speed, letting him run across the storm fast enough to stop it from sinking, run on slippery surfaces. Rod's Cape lets Link jump and then jump in the air. Power Bracelet increases strength. I already talked about that. He also has Mask. He transforms into a Gordon, giving him the strength to punch giant slabs of ice. The Zora Mask turns Link into a Zora, giving him greater swimming speed.
One more thing, too, I want to play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Basically, I remember earlier we said, the Hyrule Shield didn't break in one game, right? Or it did break. So, we got to go with more consistency. I'm all for that, but I feel like a lot of his gadgets are only in one game. Or some of his gadgets. Like, the bombs are in every one. So, to me, it makes sense he'd get the bombs. The boomerangs is in every one. His arrows, his Master Sword, Hyrule. The grappling hook is only in, 1 or 2 games? Out of all his games, actually, no, I suppose on Super Nintendo, that's when he first had the grappling hook. Then N64, never mind. So that should also be in there, too. But there's certain items, if I'm not mistaken, like his ice wand or his fire wand, and there's certain items, the Pegasus Boots were in the Super Nintendo one as well. That's what allowed him to run really quick. So I do remember that. So
another keep in mind, he also has factor too. He has healing stuff too. He has a ring, which gradually regenerates health. What else? This is right here somewhere. No, not the bracelet. The bottle, the red bottle, which restores
health. You're kind of cutting out.
Okay.
You're cutting out. Sorry, it's very hard to hear you.
Is it better?
That sounded better right now. I don't know what happens when you start talking again, though. We try
Okay,
again.
so he has way to regenerate his health, the fairy, the bottles, as well as other notable, and I think a mask and other instruments as well. He also, I don't know if they're gonna give him these stuff here, because it's just stuff that he has used. He has something called the Harp of Ages, allows Link to travel to the past and back to the present with the Tune of Time and Ocarina. I don't know what it does. Mando's Mellow teleports Link into an island. Frog Songs of Souls make things that hear it feel alive to a point of returning a rooster to life. Ocarina of Time, the Song of Time, song that time allows Link to skip time ahead to the next dawn. So he has some with this stuff. If they are going to give to him, has some degree of time manipulation. I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty sure if Link can stop it, then this may not even matter.
I mean, if he could bounce around in time, sure, but he has to be in front. He has to be at a certain location. In Ocarina of Time, you had to stand in front of like someone's grave or wherever, and then play the song. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's true. That's
or
true.
Maybe you first learned it at the grave, then after that you can cast it or play the flute or the ocarina or whatever. It's been a while, so I can't remember. But I just don't see him being able to play that song, like in the middle of a fight to whip out a flute, an ocarina, and be like.
Yeah.
I mean that's a 10-second song right there.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're fighting at fast speeds, I just don't see you being able to pull that off. He could encounter Link or Cloud, run away from him, right? Take off running or whatever, and then but he can't because they don't travel at these combat speeds. By the way, people, because if they did, Cloud wouldn't need his motorcycle and Link wouldn't need his horse to get around.
Yeah.
So like their combat speeds we're talking about, by the way, is not them running on the ground. Like they just have fast fighting reactions. Some people a chance real quick to spin. They're typing right now at the end who they think's gonna win and why. Very close. We'll start with Kenneth. Link can block and reflect every attack thrown at him with the Mirror Shield, I believe. So maybe he'll get it, but I'm assuming High Roll Shield's gonna be his standard gear.
Yeah.
That's Banner. Link versus Cloud rematch is my 5th most wanted giggity fight. I think I know what he meant, but I'm gonna say giggity fight.
Giggity. Yeah.
If Link wins, this would not go well. Like Goku versus
Superman. Yeah.
It's probably gonna rough up some feathers. Like
no
I said
doubt.
again, if they can justify with the newer Link's feats, I have no disagreement. When I made that video, like 5 years ago when I first made this channel, it was very one of my first videos. I was 100% sure Cloud would win. There was no doubt in my mind. Now, I still think with the durability, I don't know anything else that Link can do with the durability. So maybe we missed something, and they're gonna pull it out and be like, "Well, look, at the end of the game to defeat Ganon, he had to blow up the whole universe and then recreate it quick after he gathered the Triforce or something." And then in the moment of the blah blah blah, he stabbed him so bad, boom, shit blew up. But then he also grabbed the Triforce in a split second. If they could justify that, okay, or something. But it's got to be, to me, they're gonna have to sell me a lot harder than the original video. Thank you for your comment, by the way. Next one, Cloud Link sudden death. Go. Because everyone's talking. Fight. Okay. If Cloud wins, someone should settle this with a 3rd round. Who's someone? Like another
someone? Yeah. Link will win because it will be like Goku versus Superman 2. Well, this one's not a rematch. This is not a rematch. This is a remake of it, so it could go either way.
It could be a rematch.
There's a rematch, but not like a remaster. You know what I mean? That makes sense.
Well, it's both. It's a
remaster.
We're doing a rematch, but we might as well go above and beyond our original graphics.
Of course, yeah.
So, I would say it's a rematch to go over more stat. I think Cloud will win. I don't think Link can live a supernova like Cloud did. That's what he meant. Yep.
Yeah.
I do like both, but I think Cloud might have this since the overall brutality he has gives him the upper edge. Yep. I think Link really does win, but that's still okay. And if it is a remake, then Link is winning. Yeah, exactly. If it's just a remake, I think it's a rematch because remake.
I don't think it's not a remake. If it's a remake, then we know who's gonna win. But there's so much. It's been 10 years since his Death Battle happened. There's been a lot of new stuff happening. So Link has definitely had a lot more games. They're definitely.
Sorry, when you pause on the screen, you had your tongue sticking out. I should have took a screenshot. You're like.
There's nothing I can do about this, guys. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm sorry. We'll just have to wait and see. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Cloud will take this one, giving that I've really got a highball in this time. But Link is still not to be underestimated. There's probably some stuff that they'll bring up that we didn't never even considered. It's happened a lot, but again, we'll just have to wait and see. But for now, I'm gonna also say Cloud.
I think Cloud's gonna win. And to be fair, a lot of people think I'm just biased. No, I was literally 2 years old when The Legend of Zelda on NES came out. And that was one of the first games I played when I was 5 or 6. I was obsessed with Link. I played all of them up until till Majora's Mask. That one just rubbed me wrong because for those of you that are tuning in real quick, long story short, I hate that you had to keep resetting the clock. I like exploring open world. I think it's fun. I felt rushed. I didn't like it. So I just one day just turned it off, never played it again. But I also grew up playing Final Fantasy. I played 1 at the time in America. There's different numbers to what came to America. I played all of them. Then I played all the way through Final Fantasy, Ocarina of Time, and all that. So when they dropped, I was like, "There's no hell in way Link's gonna win. Like, unless he gets the Triforce, there's no hell in way he even has a chance. Like, it should never been that way." But again, we'll see what they say, and maybe we'll do I'll do a rebuttal to it, or maybe I'll just concede to it and say, "Yeah, I could see that." I just want it to be done more accurate than last time. I think everyone can agree with that at least.
Yeah,
before,
of course.
It really just like it was such a it was like level 1 Cloud versus level 100 Link. That's literally how it felt, how it was presented, how it was shown. And yeah, so I'm glad now they actually read through the official Final Fantasy VII guide. I never read through it all, but I do know, like I said, Supernova really was a thing. All the summonings bring you into alternate universes where you can get punished in them without collateral damage to the planet or wherever you exist.
Yeah.
So that was like the whole point of it, to justify it. So we could have 100 of these matches and people will still argue.
Yeah, you can't please everybody, but hey, at least one thing we agree on. They're gonna dig deeper into this one. That's one we can all agree on, whether we'll disagree or not. And you can't please everybody. So.
And I have to agree with Goku there. True Ultimate. Goku does beat Superman, but of course we don't want to open that can of worms.
Yeah, that's not worth it, please.
The easiest way I tell people how he can, I'll say it again, is Karate Kid versus Superman. That's a thing. The original Karate Kid is a comic book. He fights with chi or ki like Goku, and when he punches Superman's bleeding, and it's stated that he's planetary level. Now you take Goku, who's universal level, that has ki. Ki is actually Superman's weak to magic and ki, apparently. That's how a normal human with ki can actually hurt him. That's always been shown every time he fist fights with Superman. So you take a universal Goku remember, if the planetary made him bleed, what do you think a universal punch would do to him? It'd make his fucking head explode. But he has to be able to match him in speed, and I don't want to go down that road.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, no, he'd be very effective against him. So, okay.
How Cloud wins? I don't want
Blender fight better deliver. You know it. I think they're going to.
I think they will. They're going to look absolutely amazing. Yeah. Cloud, what do you mean the third time, Laser? When was the second time?
Was there another one? Maybe there was a DBX or something?
Yeah, was there? But
there must have been a 1-minute melee or something, maybe.
Probably even be but that was just eye candy, for the most part, animation, not really research. So.
Guessing.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean by a third time.
Or maybe he meant second. I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah, I'm guessing. Yeah.
All right, so I think we got just one more question or two, and then we're gonna wrap this up.
Not even count the DBS, Goku, DBZ, Goku beats Superman. Okay, that's fine.
And Imagine Boo could take him. I would like to think so.
Yeah, he mean the 1-minute melee. Okay, I got you. I got you there. But yeah. We think Cloud's gonna win. We'll just have to wait and see. And I think it's gonna be a really fun death battle. Definitely gonna be one of the best ones if they're gonna go far beyond the animation quality. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Last chance again, if you want to leave a like, we really appreciate it. If not, even just being here and everything and talking to you was such a great time. So until next time, everybody, we'll see you later.
Stay awesome, everybody. Peace out.